Let me just back off here. I'm not 100% convinced that the AAA is neutralized from the town. I still got the data link target for the AAA, in fact. Okay, 2's in position, rejoined. Let me put some more eyes in here. I'm going to not get any closer than this. I'm just going to hold right here. Okay, well, I've done a good job this time of flying patient. I didn't rush in. I didn't get too close. I got something exploding right there. And I'm using I'm using now the terrain to my advantage and trying to sneak up on whatever this is. If it is in fact still out there. I'll tell you what I need is I need a little bit more altitude. Let me pop up and see if I can just get a better vantage point and be able to look down inside the trees. Although I'm thinking that the threat is past. I'll pull the guns back up just in case, though. Let me just have a visual look in here. I've got the bunkers burning. I've got a vehicle burning, possibly one of ours. I've just got structures out there. I'm not really seeing anything inside the village at this point. I haven't heard a radio message or a radio call lately. There's something burning in there by the structure. And these trees are doing a pretty effective job of hiding anything else that might be up there, although I've got a good vantage right here. Okay, I'm just going to hang out here for, it might take me about another 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to wait, because I've got my friendlies down there just below me. I know some more friendlies went in. I'm just going to hang out right here and see what else happens. So I'll talk to you in a bit if I see anything. Okay, I've hung out for a little while. I'm going to come around here, get a different vantage point, and see if I can make something happen in this mission. Haven't heard any radio calls. It's possible that I got some sort of like a mission complete call and I just missed it, because I've got my friendly vehicles down there at the edge of the town. Well, I assume they're friendly vehicles, but that's where the friendlies were heading. I don't see any of our guys destroyed right now. Now, I know I had some enemies up here. I believe they have been neutralized. So I've got, yeah, there's the AAA emplacement right there that's burning. I'll tell you what, let me zoom across the town real quick. And if I don't get anything, or if I don't get a radio call here in just a second, I'm going to head on back to base. There's my friendly forces that have moved in and have very apparently secured the town. And just in case, for the heck of it, let me dispense some flare. And that was not the flare program that I was wanting. I'll have to... I know exactly what I did. I was expecting, instead of 8 intervals at 2 intervals of 8, I was expecting 8 intervals of 2. Or, yeah, you know what I mean. So let me fix that real quick while I've got the time. Let me go over to number, yeah, 282. I actually wanted 228. Maybe. Or not. Yeah, there it goes. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'm just pulling back out here to the IP. And I'm going to hang out for another 5 minutes or so, and if nothing happens, I'm heading back to the base. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so at this point, I've been out here for a while, checking out more stuff in the town, checking out some more stuff up there in the tree line beyond, checking some stuff out in the tree line to the left, and I just cannot see anything else to shoot at. I haven't had any communications from the folks on the ground in quite a while, so at this point, I'm actually getting a little bit low on fuel now. I'm down to about 1,200 liters, and I need to start thinking about heading back to base. I hate to do that though, because I just don't remember anything in the radio traffic or getting that little mission complete pop-up that you get in these missions. But like I've said many times before, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about playing the mission as well and as completely as I can, and if I don't happen to meet all of the objectives intended by the mission designer, well, I can't say I didn't try, so I'm just going to fly the next campaign mission in either case, whether I get credit for it or not. But yeah, for now, I know the AAA is down from in the town. I know that I saw those APCs roll in there, and I've still got my friendlies down here, my JTAC and or just some other friendly forces right there, a little bit short of the town, and just nothing else. So yeah, at this point, I'm just going to take it on back to base. I still got two out there with me, so let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit more. I've got my HMS off, and I can, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and go Master Arms safe as well, and I'll go ahead and go laser safe. I'll reset my targeting system. I've done all that I can, so let me just double check the comms menu one more time. Okay, there's no F10 option for just doing like mission interaction through the radio menu, so there's just nothing else that I can make happen here. And yeah, I'm just going to take it on back. Okay, so let me exit that, and let me take it out of the hover, and let me, I guess, talk a little bit about the hover hold real quick. I've been asked a couple of times lately why I don't use the hover hold mode, and the reason is that, well, I don't really need to. By the time that I get it stabilized in a hover to the point where the hover hold mode is going to be able to be engaged and do anything, well, at that point I'm already established in a hover and I'm already stable, and the automatic pitch bank heading altitude damping system is going to hold me here. I just haven't really moved from this position since I've established right here, so I don't need the hover hold mode in 99.9% of the cases, because I just fly the aircraft into the hover, stabilize, and then it's either time to move away from there, or I just kind of hang out there and don't need to do anything else. So hopefully that answers the question. Probably not, but okay, let me go and take it around here to the right, clear myself back down the valley. There's two right there stalking me from this position in the rear, and let me go ahead and establish and get heading back up the valley. Okay, yeah, speaking of that, I saw that coming, 4 tank 110, so I'm down to just enough fuel to get back, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not going to, I was thinking about taking it further back down the valley up here and staying out of the clouds as I go back over the top. I don't think I'm going to have enough fuel to do that, come to think of it, so I'm just going to fly the route on back to base as briefed. And it's no big deal getting into the clouds, as we saw as I was as I was ingressing to the target area anyway. So, yeah, that's the plan that I'll go with. So, was there anything else that I could get cleaned up now? Okay, I'll leave the countermeasure system active, and I never did get that squared away to my satisfaction, did I? Okay, it was 228, and I needed this, I wanted this to do 8 sequences of 2 flare at 2-second intervals. So I just did that backwards, didn't I? Okay, so I wanted 8 sequences of 2 flare at 2-second intervals. Now let me try this. Yeah, 1, 2, pause 2 seconds, 1, 2, pause 2 seconds, and it's going to do that 8 times. That's what I intended. Okay, so I've got that squared away. Okay, now let me come around here, and it's, yeah, just up here, and then just out there to the right. That's fine. That's just fine. Okay, and yeah, speaking of stuff that I always get questions on, let me see, trim. I get chastised repeatedly for sometimes, most of the time probably, in fact, if I went back and thought about it, about when I'm out of the flight director mode and just in the automatic damping modes and attitude hold mode, sometimes, or a lot of the times, I'll just do the click and release trim on that, and it's all situational. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Sometimes I'll do the click, maneuver, release method. Sometimes I'll just do the click and release method. It's just situational. It's just whatever you want the aircraft to do. If I'm just looking to quick and dirty get it into a right-hand bank and get it heading up here, I might just do a click and release, especially if I'm looking at other stuff and I'm, configuring stuff up here on the countermeasures, and then to recover, I might do the click and hold, maneuver, release, or in other cases, I might do flight director mode and just take it out of the automatic and attitude hold mode and just fly it manually like that, in which case the click and release is one. I'm not going to say there's a right or wrong way to do it. Is one way to manipulate the trim. I could have just as easily done it another way. It just really does not matter. That's what drives me nuts about this, and I don't know. It's such a hot topic. It was just to the point where I just stopped doing the test flight series because I was tired of reading comments about trim and the way I was doing trim. So that's why I've kind of stopped that part of the series. It just wasn't any fun. So let's see here. Coming up over the top now. Let me see if I can pick a spot up here. It's going to be more or less advantageous to come over the top. I'm going to try to, like I'm doing right now, stay low so that I can pick a spot and keep the terrain in view. I think this is about as good as I'm going to get. So let's go ahead and see if we peek up over the clouds here. I've got plenty of airspeed to keep me going. Yeah, I'm still going to get up into the clouds, aren't I? That's no big deal. Okay, 30 meters. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Now I can bring it back down, and I can still see the terrain. I thought I could. Okay, I'm going to have to now get it into a descent. Yeah, that's not exactly what I was trying to do, but something more like that. Come over the top slowly, a little bit more slowly than I did initially, but I think I just kind of apexed a little bit too high as I've got my velocity warning sounding right there. So, yeah, anyway, here we are back at the exact same place that we came up and we're climbing over the top on the Egress. Okay, so that works. Now, fuel state, yeah, about 800, that's just fine. And 2, I don't know what your fuel state is, in fact, so I'm just going to tell you to go to RTV. And that'll just have him make a beeline back to... Am I still... Yeah, I guess I was still a little bit too fast, wasn't I? Okay, 230. Okay, just fine. I'm just going to have 2 make a beeline back to base, just in case, and take it on down myself. So let's see here. I've got the cram messages. Are those the only cram messages that I have at this point? Let me step through them. So forward tank and rear tank. Okay, that's just fine. Okay, so let me go ahead and call ATC at the Scala. Which one was I at? Troopa Park. Okay, inbound. Okay, range 12, 2,000. Yeah, 12 kilometers. Yeah, that's That seems like the... Yeah, that's got to be the correct one. And and again, I don't even know if I ever got a frequency for the FARP in the briefing. As I'm busting my airspeed limit again. That's fine though. Yeah, let me just pull the nose back up, cut into the, or lower the collective, and I'll manage the descent in that way. Yeah, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to fly the Ka-50 as if it were a fixed-wing aircraft, and I'll try to, especially on descent, my instinct is to put the nose down and to fly it like a fixed-wing aircraft. You want to descend, you just bank it and let the nose drop, whereas in a helicopter, that's not always the right way or the best way to do it. Okay, 2, there's his bingo fuel call. So I think 2 actually had a little bit more fuel than I did, but yeah, 2's heading directly back to base in either case, which is exactly what I need him to do. But yeah, keeping the nose more or less level with the horizon, and then using the collective to control descent and ascent is what I should do a little bit more often. Although it only really happens in cases like this where I'm talking and not really paying attention to it. If I were just flying and doing nothing but fly, I find that I usually do it that way. Okay, so for the approach, let me go ahead and put it into flight director mode. Just because I don't need the attitude hold, I just need the damping function of the autopilot and the flight control system and the FARP. I know that you're up here by this town. Were you... Let me check the map. Okay, Shpora FARP. Yeah, right there in the middle of the town is... Okay, there it is, edge of the town. Okay, I see what's happening there. So the urban area on the map is the entire area from here all the way up to there. Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That's the FARP right down there. So let's go ahead and take it on over. I don't see 2, although he should be just down below me and to the right, heading on in as we speak.